Hello and welcome to a debate and a discussion which concerns all of us as individuals, as citizens, as people who love Panjim in general and Goa too. It's extremely important that we are meeting on this discussion because this is supposed to be a smart discussion, a discussion where smart people have been involved for a very, very long time to think of ideas in developing and improving the city of Panjim, which has been chosen as one of the 99 shortlisted cities as part of the nationwide smart city project, and Panjim is now trying to reach the stage where it's shortlisted among the first 20 to get the first cachet of funds to come into the city. But it's not just about funds moving into the city, it's about whether the processes are intact, whether we are thinking in the right direction, and most importantly, whether people's participation is happening in a manner which is right, and a manner which is forward-looking, and in a manner which is transparent. The issue is, the problem here in Goa is that there are two sides to the whole coin. One side, which of course the government represents, which thinks that they are doing things in the right way and they have processes in place, and the other is a large body of very concerned citizens who really want it to be done in the right way and are constantly questioning the government. And the twain are not really meeting. The government calls people cynics, people who question them. The people feel that the government is not really taking them into confidence. I have with me three very eminent gentlemen, but they are the constituency of the concerned. We wanted somebody from the government to also be there. Nevertheless, I'll introduce you to the panelists who are also there. Now, Ricardo, of course, has been a very, very eminent Panjim resident. He's an activist. He has been involved for a very, very long time in Panjim city issues, and we are very pleased to have him here. Next to him, of course, is Armando Gonsalves, who again is a known face. He is a kind of mentor and a founder of the Goa for Giving movement. I won't call it an institution, but it's a movement. Of course, the Kampal Creek is one of his key issues, but he's also involved in essentially cities issues concerning Panjim a lot. And next to him is VIshal Rawlley, who of course is new to Goa, but I think he propagates and champions the cause of citizenship. And one of his lines, which I found very interesting, is that Panjim has a lot of citizens, but do we really have citizenship? And I think he is kind of championing that through his media work as well, to ensure that we ask the right questions. Without further ado, I'll just open up the debate, and I'll start actually with VIshal. And VIshal, the issue is, my first theme that we'll take here is people's participation, since 50% of the weightage for the smart city project is being given to people's participation. And you have been a cynic, quote unquote, as far as people's participation is concerned. Would you react to the charge that people like you are being cynical about what the government is doing with regard to people's participation?
Actually, at the outset, I was championing the cause of the smart city, because if it's implemented to the letter, one of the key things is that that citizens' participation is paramount. So that takes the responsibility away from the government and the band of consultants, and it gives the citizen direct control and say in matters of the city. But as this thing has progressed, I was very dismayed to see no smart processes were followed. I mean, we were given a 5-page form to be handwritten and filled. I mean, in this day and age, even print forms are designed to be either computer translated, or they are different colored sheets. So I couldn't see any smart process in which our valuable contributions could even be properly assessed. Or if there is a process, it has to be very tedious and laborious, so it's not smart. So from the outset,
But why didn't you intervene before the forms were printed? You all could have suggested that also.
We were not, it was not public then,
Okay.
I thought nevertheless there is still time to improve it, because, the smart city thing has been it's around the world. Other countries in, say, South America have got a lead over us. About 5-6 years ago they have started, and they have been trying to improve the system. Nobody got it right the first time, so I gave this a lot of leeway. And the website was not up, there was no online forms, when I begged and pleaded and heckled them to put like online forms, because not possible for everybody to come to the stall and stand there and fill this. The forms were in a really bad state, like most of them don't even ask for your name, so if you can anonymously fill it, you can submit your forms as many times as you want. So what smart systems are supposed to do is bring in accountability, efficiency, transparency. So this is completely lacking in the process. So the forms are open to fraudulent processes. There is no validation, there is no authentication. So then it seems like the whole thing is a bit of a sham and a drama. And if you're not going to show any smartness, and when people like me are alerting them, still those things are not being improved. I mean, and those things can be done overnight to change a form, and it's so easy for even lay people to create surveys and doing surveys and citizen consultation.
Okay. I'll come back to that. Armand, just coming back to the same theme, the issue is that I'll just play devil's advocate because the devil's advocate is not here on the panel. I would say that the government has, once they were selected, the government, I would feel that they have been engaging people, they've been having so many public discussions, they've opened up the whole issue, they've asked for suggestions, albeit it's not been done properly, but they're still kind of attempting to get it. So in terms of intent, how can we question the government?
See, the general deficit of trust that exists between the government and its people is so evident. As Vishal has been saying, I totally agree with what he's talking about. Forms are not in place. The basic discussions between the government and the people are not there. Say, for example, our own trust, the Go for Giving Trust. We're doing a lot of work. We do a lot of work in the Kampal Creek. We do a lot of work with food and so many, with culture, heritage in Kampal. When I spoke to the local MLA, he did not even want to talk about it. He turned around and told me that I can make a horse come to the water, but I cannot make him drink. So I got the feeling, I think a lot of people have the feeling that they don't want us to be involved. It's just something which is being pushed from the top, like many of the government projects are being pushed from the top, and they're expecting us to fall in line. I would like to say in a different way that we are not interested in any political positioning here. We are interested in working with the government. And if people like us are not being involved, I mean, what type of a system are you trying to create? I'd make another small suggestion that we are amongst the 99 smart cities in India. Let us not lose our soul in the bargain. Panjim is a city of soul. So as a concept, in fact, Panjim can be the first soul city in the country, because we have to lead the way. Goa has led the way in so many things, whether it's so many areas where Goa is a leader in India. So can Soul City be the nomenclature for Panjim? So let's create something where citizens can participate, can be part of this process, and let us not allow the government to feel that we are not with them. But we're very much with them.
But coming back to, say, if I'm not mistaken, I think 2 or 3 public interactions have happened after the smart city. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think at least two happened, if not 3, where a large number of people did go participate. Just kind of, you can just tell the viewers as to whether there was a genuine people's participation in those meetings or not, or were they full of people who are already either from government or from the consultants?
No, in fact, when I was there for one of those interactions, one simple question I asked them in our pet project of the Kampal Creek. The continuous discussion on the creek was that it's a nala. So my question to the commissioner at that point of time was, why are you calling it a nala? There's a big difference between a nala and a creek. A nala is a drain, basically, while a creek is a tidal waterway. Now, what God has given us.
So, where was it called a nala? In the smart city definition?
In the smart city thing.
Okay.
Yes. So the commissioner, I called him and I asked him, I said, Mr. Commissioner, I said, why are you calling it a nala? So to which he answered me, no, it's just a question of nomenclature. It's not nomenclature. It's like telling a man that you're a woman. You can't do that. And he was insistent on that. And it's been coming out so strongly. So I told him it's not a smart thing for you to try and create something of this sort, to try to create a tidal waterway into a drain. And they were somehow insistent that it is a nala. And I smell a rat there. And I smell a dirty rat, because a nala means no CRZ. A nala means no vote bank politics. NGD has more powers to deal with the creek. So they just don't want it.
Okay. Ricardo, your views on the people's participation bit.
See, I have to congratulate the government for taking the initiative of at least giving 50% weightage for participation. I think the government has created a lot of platforms. It was kicked off with that seminar at Fidalgo's, where I think quite a lot of we were broken up into groups, a lot of discussion took place. I hope they've taken note of the suggestions by individual groups. Then there were also reactions, as far as I know, because I've been following their Facebook page, with professionals like architects and engineers, they were called. But I see that most of these booths which have been set up in virtually every ward, okay, I don't see much interaction there. The question is why? Is it a problem with the system, or is it politics? And I find it is politics, because unfortunately we are going to have elections to Panjim municipality in March, okay? And this is the time for political posturing. So an issue which had to be bipartisan is not being bipartisan.
Can you please elaborate? Can you just openly say what really is, what are the divisions, what really is happening?
Yeah.
And
See,
why do you feel it's impacting the smart city project?
See, basically there are two political groupings in Panjim.
Okay, let's name them. One is the
Babush panel,
okay,
and one is the BJP.
Right.
Okay, though they had a consensus on appointment of the mayor, but as the elections are approaching, I see these two groups going aside, and what one proposes, the other disposes.
So are you categorically stating that because of this politics, the Babush panel is going to stymie the BJP panel?
Because then finally it is the thing of taking credit. Now it's not about the city.
I'll just come to the political part in a bit, but
yes.
if you elaborate. So, as Vishal was saying and Arman very rightly pointed out, do you agree that the fact that people's participation is happening only because it's mandated and by the fact that 50% is going to be 50% weightage is going to be given to people's participation?
Yep.
Are they doing it only to fulfill that, or are they really doing it?
No. For example, I can see many of like the ex-mayor's group. Okay, Mr. Surendra Futado and many of the people in the Babush panel. Okay, they are not. They have not participated in any of these groupings. Maybe they have participated in the council meeting, but they have not been participating and getting citizens out.
Okay.
Okay. What Vishal said, of course, the formatting could be better. It could be smarter. It could be technologically better because these tools are available to us. But here, I think the basic process is being sabotaged by politics.
Okay.
Okay. And this is an issue where politics cannot come, the citizen and the city comes first.
Arman, do you agree?
Yes, I think so. Definitely, I agree with that. And what is my contention is that why is the government not speaking to groups? Why get into politics? Speak to social leaders. They are not doing that. They are worried about social leaders. They are worried about the political leaders. If you are working from a position of weakness.
But are they speaking to you or Vishal or Ricardo?
No, they are not talking to us at all. I have assured the Panjim MLA that we are with him, and we would like to see that Panjim is a beautiful city. Why should we see that Panjim is not a beautiful city? We are worried about the process that's being followed. Are we going to have an albatross around our neck? Are taxes going to go up? We are asking so many questions, but there's no answers.
Okay.
Yes.
Vishal, again, sticking to the whole issue of participation in politics, where is it getting skewed according to you?
See, the first public discussion where we were all present, and it seemed like a good start. And then the second public discussion is where the consultants unveiled some of the plans. They had shortlisted the priority areas and made presentations. And a very esteemed group of citizens were there from the technocrat side, who I mostly know, not the political side. They were scientists, engineers, environmentalists.
They were all invitees. Or they just came?
They're not given personal
okay, but they came because they were called, right? Okay,
and you see Panjim smart citizens. I think it's a city which is blessed with smart citizens. So there's a great hope that this can actually become a smart city if you just allow the citizens to participate. And they have been on. These are senior people, retired scientists, or like eminent engineers from the public works departments, etc. And they know the city like the back of their hand. They know the nalla, they know how each tap or motor or function is, the dimension of the drain pipes, they really know it well. And they have been, so they can really evaluate proposals like nobody else can. So now these guys are here, they were made to sit through all the presentations which the consultants made. And who wouldn't like to see a good plan and a good thing happen? And if you think that it's going generally in the right direction, it maybe needs a little nudge and push here and there. But the reaction was that most of them were just appalled, because the quality of starting from the presentations, when you call consultants from outside, you expect a certain quality which possibly you can't deliver in-house. And I mean, it's hard to beat the level of expertise Panjim has in-house. So anyways, we have these consultants, and so if you're all waiting something amazing is going to happen. So from the badly designed slides, which they themselves could not read, which were not timed, the proposals had no depth, they were just superficial ideas. Those consultants had...
Can you quickly give an example of two, just for readers to just understand what
Yeah, so for example, the Kampal Creek was totally missing in the thing, and instead we get the Mala Lake redevelopment plan.
On this point, what I'll do is I'll just take a quick break, because we expect Richard Dias, who represents the consultants, to join us after the break. But I think these are very, very important discussions, and we'll continue, and hopefully we'll get somebody who is in charge of implementing the project to talk to us more about it and answer some of the very important points that have been raised.